Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of my weekly live show. And we have How Could You Go Changing on Me? I thought this was a really great topic because I actually had someone message me after they did my foundation class in Tasmania saying, things feel really weird. And it's funny because even though I send out an email after they've completed the foundation, which has the recordings and a few tools that they can assist them during this time, because you do go through a lot of change. You have a totally different perspective on life after starting to use these tools. And if you're using the tools a lot, you'll notice that there is a mega change. Hi, Jason. Hi, Wendy. How you going? I might just wait for a couple more people to jump on before I launch into this topic, because I think it's a really great topic. And I know that when I first started using the tools of Access, hi, Tony, it was a really tricky time. It was amazing and I was really excited and I felt like I'd jumped on this freight train and I was going 100 miles an hour to God knows where. I just was following what was exciting and what was light for me, and these new tools and this new way of being in the world. And not everyone was excited about my journey as much as I was, funnily enough. So I guess this is really great because when I started, it was 7 years ago this weekend, because it was the long weekend in January when I first did my foundation. So how does it get better than that? 7-year anniversary coming up. I should do something really special. Yeah, and it was an amazing, amazing, amazing journey, but it also came with some interesting issues with other people as I went along. So I guess today will be about me sharing what assisted me, and also over the 7 years that I've been using these tools, what I've been able to assist other people with so they can have way more ease with this change. Because, yeah, it will feel different. And as I said before, when I first started talking, you will have a different perspective on things. And if you're using interesting point of view, I have this point of view, you won't necessarily buy into the drama that other people are functioning from. So whilst they are sitting there doing their daily soap opera, you are like looking at them going, I feel like I've got 10 heads. You probably feel like they've got 10 heads, and that there's this mismatch of energy going on. So what do you do with that? Like, what else is possible beyond that, what you're sensing? So I've come up with a few tips and tools to use that you can use, and maybe this will assist you in having more ease with the change that is showing up in your world. So if people, situations and events may feel really different to you, people may even say you've changed. I had that happen to me. I had a girl say to me after she'd watched me in a miserable marriage, crying most of the time, pouring my heart out about how, terrible my life was. And then I suddenly became happy, and she said, you've joined a cult. I'm like, what the? So she actually moved out of my life, which was actually a great thing. So you've got to look at, are these people actually serving you? If they're buying into your drama, feeding off it, and naturally this may be a thing that they do because it makes their life feel less shitty. And I feel like in this situation, she was buying into my drama because it was making her life feel less shitty than mine. So I was actually happy about her leaving, to be honest. So, and then there's going to be some people that are invited by your energy, and they'll get excited about the change that you've embarked on. And you could be the invitation for them to choose something different too. So it can work both ways. And obviously in my situation, I had my marriage actually broke down and we separated and I used every tool I could to assist in making that marriage better, but it was so toxic that it was never going to work. And what I actually found was that the tools that I did learn assisted me in having that separation with more ease. So everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. And what if this is the change that you are asking for showing up in ways that you never imagined? Because if you're asking for new tools, if you're asking for your life to get greater, sometimes it means the falling away of some foundations, falling away of some certain people, falling away of the way you do business, the falling away of the way you interact with money, the way you interact with people, the way you interact with your family. So because of that, that is going to naturally have a transitional effect. Some things will just glide in easily, and other things it will be like a period of time where you're skating in different directions, and then eventually you may start to go on the same track. So what do you do? So I would start asking questions. Ask, is this a change I've been asking for, showing up in ways that I never imagined? If your body is freaking out, now that's a really interesting one. Because your points of view have changed, then your body needs to unlock and start to align with that new vibration that you're functioning from. Because if you've been projecting judgments at it nonstop, if you've been telling it certain things, if you've been making it do things in a certain way, it can start to go, what's going on? So the way that I deal with that is, if you've done bars, there's a part in the manual that talks about the thymus gland exercise, which is where you pull the energy in all directions through a diagonal down your leg and up through your arm, and through that arm down through the leg and up through that arm, and through the center of your body down into the ground, and up through the center of the body and up through the top of the head. Now what you're meant to do is you do that all at the same time, crisscrossing all at the same time, through your body's center of the energy fields, and you're pulling fast. And this should re-energize your body and allow your body to now vibrate with your being so that they match. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, or am I just prattling on? Hi Kylie, how you going? So that's one way to align with your new vibration. The other thing you need to do, and you can do that five minutes a day, morning and night. Even though it will energize your body, it will help you to sleep as well, because it gives you a sense of peace and space. All these tools give you a sense of peace and space, but they energize your body at the same time. So it's really interesting. So give that a go. That will help to realign that new vibration. Hi. And what was I saying about the vibration? What was I saying? I went on to this other topic and then I forgot what it was that I went on to say. I lost my train of thought. The train went before me. So you want to ask also, what are you now aware of that you weren't aware of before? So I know I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and they were saying that they felt like the conversation that they would usually have with their friend felt really different. So my advice would be for that, hi Gloria, would be, or a tool you could use, is just go easy on yourself. Like, you've changed. They haven't been to a foundation class like you have, and maybe don't spurt out all the tools that you've just learnt in one big fell swoop. You can gently, pop things in, but give them only what they are willing to receive. If you give them too much and you have changed so much, just go easy with it, yeah? And observe the conversation and allow them to catch up. I know my bestie that I'd known since I was 3 years old really struggled early on in the piece to keep up with my change, because I changed so quickly. And she even said to me, she goes, at one point, she said, you've changed so much, I don't even know what to do with it. She said, and to be honest, it freaked her out for a while, because we had been friends for so long. But now she loves it. So when we catch up for coffee or chai, or, whenever we're out, having dinner together or having a drink together, she always asks me about my work and what's going on, and I share tools with her, and she's like a sponge. She absolutely loves it and asks me for assistance with certain things, with her family, with her kids. So you've just got to allow people to get there, and it may take a bit of time. Yeah, so just go easy with it. What else can I tell you? I think a really big tip is to, and this is in the foundation manual, is to send out an energetic email to all those people that you're connected with. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that I made was that I didn't send that energetic email out to my ex-husband, which is funny because he's connected to my children. And so even though we're not even together anymore, every time I would do a class, he would freak out and try and search for me. And the way that he would search for me was by throwing a bomb in my world or saying something really nasty or gaslighting me in some way. And so he would have to somehow put a bomb in my world so he'd reel me back in and go, oh, there she is. So I'd do some sort of reaction. So then I started to learn, okay, I need to send an energetic email to him too, because he is part of our family. He's the father of my children. So the way that you do that is simply, like, as a request, you're an infinite being. You can do anything and you can be anything. So you can send out that energetic email just like that. Send out your new vibration, right? Like that. Or the other way you can do it is by using your energy pools. So if you guys don't know what an energy pool is, it is when you pull energy from all over the universe to all the people that you're connected with, to everybody that you know or everybody that you're going to know in the future. You pull energy right through your body to connect with them, and you send trickles of yourself back to all those people that you've now connected with. Now, I actually had a client that came to my foundation class, and then after the class, she rang me one day and was freaking out. She said, I don't know where all my clients have gone. Then no one's booked in. She goes, and I've been dead for like 2 weeks. And I said, did you send out an energetic email to all your clients to let them know about your new vibration? And she said, oh, I didn't do that. I just did it with my friends and my family and the people that knew me. And I said, no, you must do it with everyone, and everyone into the future as well. Anyone that's willing to get to know your new energy and connect with you, because you've changed, right? So you're going to get a whole other different type of clientele. And strangely, she messaged me after I told her this information and said, oh my gosh, I've just had inundated with all these phone calls, new clients coming in, people I've never had before and have now booked in for sessions. So you want to do the energy pools to all the people that you know, plus everybody that you may connect with in the future, and then send trickles of yourself back to all those people to let them know about your new vibration. Okay? So that's simple, easy. So you can also, like if you're feeling really intense and uncomfortable, one of my other tools is that I expand out 180 degrees in all directions. Hi Caroline, how you going? And occupy a space so I'm not at the effect of what's going on around me, right? So I can have all the awareness, because that's what you want. You've got a newfound awareness, right? But you don't want to have the intensity and the stress on your body with that. So expand out 180 degrees in all directions, occupy a space where you're not at the effect of what's going on around you, including the people that you're having conversations with. And that way you still have all the awareness without the effect on your body. So that's my other tool. I just maybe wanted to tell you a little story about my son. Actually, something happened last night. Last night, my kids had actually got gift vouchers for Christmas, and I said, come on, let's go to Chadstone's a shopping centre near my house, for those that don't live in Melbourne that are on watching. And I said, let's go buy some things with your gift vouchers. So he decided he was going to buy this drone pack. brought it home, and he went into his bedroom and got a Swiss Army knife that his father had given him and decided to open this toy with the Swiss Army knife. So as he pulled the knife towards him, even though you're meant to do it in the other direction, but hey, he's 9, he's actually cut his foot. And he came to me and he was like shaking and distressed, and he said, "I've cut my foot." And I said, "What on?" And he wouldn't tell me because I think he was scared that I was going to tell him off because he'd been using the Swiss Army knife. And I looked at his foot, and literally, like, there was a pool of blood just spreading out across the kitchen floor. And I'm like, it was like a crime scene. So I said, "Okay, calmly, let's go into the other room, into the shower, and we'll just rinse your foot off." And there was a lot of blood. Like, there was a lot of blood, let me tell you. And I'm thinking, okay, crap. We might be having a night in the hospital getting some stitches. So, as you know, you're aware, you guys, if you've been to classes and you're on this, this live, you'll know the tools of access. So I have like rinsed his foot. I've wrapped it up in some paper towel really quickly, and I put pressure on it, and I started running a process called cellular memory, which undoes the trauma of something that's happened in the past, recently or old. So I'm running this on there, and my partner comes in and he says to me, "You've cut your foot really bad." And he mentioned it like 10 times, "and you're going to have to go to the doctors and get some stitches." And by this stage, my son's like, "Rah!" like losing his crap. "I don't want stitches. Ah!" Anyway, my partner leaves the room, and I looked at my son and I said, "If you don't want to go to the hospital, right?" I said, "We have a totally different point of view to that, yeah?" I said, "We're not like other people. We're not like other people." And I'm telling you this, guys, because you're on this live too. You are not like other people either. And I said to him, "We are magic, right? So we can create changes in bodies that no one else can fathom. No one else can fathom." And I'm meaning including my partner, right? He's amazing, and he's an amazing contribution to me and my business. And he doesn't get yet, even though he's been with us for 4 years, he doesn't get the magic and the capacities that we're capable of. His thinking mind doesn't allow it. And I said, "So, Jay, we can change this, right? We can change this. Be the magic. Be the magic." And he's like looking me in the eyes, and he's calming down. And I waited for a second, and I pulled the paper towel off, and that cut that had been like literally like a crime scene, as I said, had minimized and had already closed and had already stopped bleeding. And I looked at it, and I looked at him, and I looked at my daughter who was standing there too, and I said, see what we can create. This cut was like, it had already started stitching back together. And I said, "And that, Jay, is what is possible. That is what's possible." And I said to him, "And it's just for me. So this is a really good tool. Just for me, just for fun. Never tell anyone." Okay? So we didn't go out into the room and then say to Jane, "Oh my God, we fixed this cut and it stopped bleeding anymore." We didn't make a big deal of it. It was like, just for us, just for fun, never tell anyone. Because what happens is people shit on your magic. That's what they do, right? So if you have this magic within you and inside you, and you want to share it with the world, just get that sometimes people cannot receive that information. So it's not necessary for you to tell everyone how magical you are. It's not necessary. Sometimes you can tell people, and get that sometimes it's not, it's just not worth it. So with us, it was like the magic of 3, right? One person said we couldn't and that we needed to go and get stitches and blah, blah, blah. And that was his point of view. but our point of view was something totally different. So why am I telling you this story? Because when you go out into the world with these tools, you need to stand in your potency and your power and know what's true for you, and know that the magic that you can create, because you are going to get people around you that aren't going to agree. And that's okay. It doesn't make them bad people. It just is what it is. And what if you, being the change, is what can change the world? And if they're willing to follow suit, awesome. And if they're not, that's okay too. And don't go changing what you know and what you can do because of other people's points of view. Caroline says, I use cellular memory and point of creation turn on a knife cut on my finger where I could see the bone. I remember that. It's such an incredible process, and it was gone in 2 days, not even a scar. Yeah, it works. It's just amazing. And hi, Delisha, how are you going? So I am so grateful for the tools, and just know that they're available to you at any time, that you can use anywhere in situations where you're in a catastrophe like that. I have a point of view that I don't do hospitals, so that works for me. And interestingly, it was when my daughter was, I think she just started walking, so she might have been about 13, 14 months. A perfume bottle she'd smashed on the floor, and she stood on it. It cut her foot, and there was blood oozing out of that. Same thing where the blood was like literally oozing out. And if only I had the tools back then, because we did a hospital visit and she got it glued. And she had this tiny little foot and such delicate skin. And it's the same with Jay. Like his skin, even though he's 9, his skin's really delicate and soft. And yeah, if I only had the tools back then that I have had now. And it's okay, because I've got them now. So how cool is that? So, and also, like, if you're having a struggle because, you know, you've got these new tools and you're feeling uneasy and you're feeling uncomfortable, my advice is, or my point of view is, whatever you want to say, is get your bars run, lots and lots and lots and lots. It will ease all of that. And another great question I love to ask, one of my favorite questions. I've given you lots of tools, so hopefully maybe you can go back and listen to this, because there's some real gold nuggets in there. But I ask, anytime that I feel like, you know, my head's going to explode, or things are feeling really uncomfortable, or I can't get clarity on things, I ask, what energy, space and consciousness can my body and I be to have clarity and ease with this for all eternity? So if you're freaking out, and if there's people freaking out around you because you've changed, and they're saying, why did you go changing on me? You can ask, what energy, space and consciousness can I be to have clarity and ease with this for all eternity? That's a really great question to ask, to have more ease, more space, more clarity with any situation where it's, you know, tricky. So I had another tool, but maybe, I don't know, you guys, do you want to hear another tool? I mean, I've given you so many. I don't want to overload you on a Facebook Live, but I will because I can't help myself. So there is another really fabulous tool that works, and it's called, for short, PES Juniors. So PES Juniors is short for projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections. And this can work both ways. So if you've got newfound tools and you're excited and you're changing and you're happier and life's getting better and everyone else's life is still the same, and they're going, you know, you need to stay in the box, you need to get back in your box, and you need to be just like me, and don't go changing on me. You know, your projection might be that, well, you need to stop being like that. But then you've got to remember that you used to be like that too. So projection, expectation, separation, judgment, and rejection. And this can work both ways. So we can project that people should change just like us. We can then expect it. And then when they don't deliver, we separate and we judge, and then we reject them. So you might find that you might be doing this with people. So you want to say, everywhere where I'm functioning from projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections with this person or this situation, you want to destroy and uncreate it, right? And everywhere they're functioning from projections where you shouldn't be changing on me, and expecting you not to change, and then because you're not doing what they say, they might separate, judge you, and reject you. You can say all the projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections that they have of me changing, I destroy and uncreate it all, right? So all the Pez Juniors that I have about them because of my change, I destroy and uncreate all that. And all the projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections that they have of me because I've changed, I destroy and uncreate all that. So that's an awesome, awesome tool anywhere where you're projecting on anything, even if it has nothing to do with you changing or them changing. Could be to do with anything. Could be in your relationship, especially relationships. Oh my goodness, use that tool in relationships. Everywhere we have a projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections of your partner, you want to destroy and uncreate all those. Everywhere you have a Pez Junior of your kids, you want to destroy and uncreate all those. You might have a point of view that they have to behave a certain way, so you want to destroy and uncreate all that. You want to do Pez Juniors on your money situation, yeah? There's so many ways you can use that tool, particularly as we're talking about, how did you go and change on me? Then it's a really fabulous tool to use in that. Does it make sense to you guys? Am I being clear? I hope so. So I'll just leave you with that. What else is possible? Enjoy your change. Enjoy what you're creating with your new tools, and don't buy into other people's points of view and drama. They will eventually work it out for themselves as you have. And what else is possible for us if we use the tools of Access to create the change we've been asking for and allow ourselves to align with our new vibration and enjoy the possibilities that are available. So on that note, I will say goodbye. So hi Emma, hi Adele, and hi Come Thanks for coming on. And I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Bye for now.